America is home to 33 million small businesses, the beating heart of communities across the country.
And proof that the American dream is still alive.
This is a show about those dreamers and doers and the communities they serve.
Their real life stories.
Their struggles and successes.
Their grit, determination, and passion.
And the people who fight
to keep their American dream alive.
I'm Alfredo Ortiz.
I'm Elaine Parker.
And it's time for another episode of Main Street Matters,
America's small business megaphone. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Main Street Matters, America's small business megaphone. I'm Elaine Parker, the president of the Job Creators Network Foundation. And today we are joined by Chuck Barnum. He is the Chief Marketing Officer for Freedom Chamber, which is a pro-American business network. We'll talk about how they're building their network, advocating for small business policy, and what's next for pro-small business America. Chuck, welcome to Main Street Matters.
Elaine, thanks so much for having us on. Big fan of Job Creators Network, so I appreciate all that you guys do.
Well, thank you. We are a big fan of Freedom Chamber. We've been partners with you for several years now. Enjoyed the partnership, but I want our audience to know who you are and why it's important that they join the Freedom Chamber. Tell us about the Freedom Chamber.
Sure. I'll rewind the clock about 4.5, 5 years right after COVID happened, the pandemic. We started Freedom Square, which was going to be, and it still is, freedomsquare.com is our parent company. It was a portal to podcasts, to news. You could pick your own news sources to find out, who you want to watch, who you want to see on a daily basis. It goes right into your feed. And one of the things that we launched was a business network inside of Freedom Square. It had great success. So we decided to expand on that and create the Freedom Chamber, which you can find online at freedomchamber.net, because we know that the United States Chamber of Commerce and the NFIB are really not doing their part of the job for small and medium-sized, heck, any business in America that's pro-American and built in America and has employees that live in America. So we developed the Freedom Chamber because the one thing we were hearing from all the businesses inside of our business network is they felt like they were alone, that they were isolated. Nobody had their back. They didn't know where to turn. They were unaware that a store maybe 4 or 5 blocks over believed in what they believed in, faith, family, and freedom, and the American dream, and making America great again. So we created the Freedom Chamber. And it's been a grind, I'll tell you that much, because getting through the algorithms of social media and trying to push things out, as you know, is always a challenge. But now we've got some great grass under our feet. We've got great partners like JCN. We've got great founders like Old Glory Bank, Patriot Mobile, Glenn Beck's real estate company jumped on board with us right away. Salem Media, Epoch Times. We're off to the races with builtinusa.com is another one too. So we've got these great founders out there pushing the narrative that, hey, you need to be here because you need to find a new vendor. You need to find a new partner. You need to find a new employee. You need to find a new person to do business with that believes in what you believe in. And it's only $399 a year to sign up. And once you sign up, you're going to qualify yourself for thousands of dollars worth of benefits that are going to well outweigh your investment of $399 a year. And one of the things that we've just launched, and we did it last year, and I don't know if you want to touch on it right now or learn more of what we're doing inside of the Freedom Chamber, but the biggest weight around business owners' necks is healthcare, insurance. How am I going to keep my employees employed? How am I first going to afford what the healthcare premiums are going to be for my employees? So our CEO and founder and president of the Freedom Chamber, Tom Sadeka, did his legwork and went out and found people to build what we call the Health Guardianship for Freedom Chamber members, to where we personally wanted to test drive it. So my family and a bunch of our employees' families went on it last year, January 1 of 2025. And unfortunately, my daughter got sick on January 3rd of 2025. So we had to really test drive and push our health guardianship plans inside the Freedom Chamber. And you know what? They worked great. They worked great. Our doctors that we found were in the network that we needed, the ones that we currently had. The hospital network that we needed was in there. She needed some surgery. They were all in there. And you know what? A lot of it was covered at almost 95 to 100% based upon the plans that were available to us. And the great thing is we've saved thousands of dollars personally a month with our premiums inside the Freedom Chamber, to where we've saved almost 46% annually with our employees inside the Freedom Chamber. So it's extensive. It's a different way of looking at it. Just like Tesla, when they first came out, it was a different way of looking at a car where people are like, "Ooh, I don't know if I could handle that." But now it's become part of the mainstream. And we want the health guardianship plans that we've teamed up with inside the Freedom Chamber to be part of the mainstream for businesses. We want them to know that they have a choice. They have a solution to save money, to keep their employees insured. But most importantly, it's quality. It's just not a fly-by-night. It's quality healthcare insurance that can help you guys save a lot of money.
So let me understand. You have a healthcare product that
Yes.
small businesses can join and buy into and provide health insurance to their employees. And you're saying that the premiums for Freedom Chamber, when you all did this yourselves, you saved about 46% on your annual premiums. Is it a shared premium between the employee and the employer, kind of traditional? Sometimes I try to lay it out so that the average folks understand the similarities or the differences between what they're used to in a traditional insurance plan.
Sure. What we did is we looked and we went around and found there's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Farouk Ganastari, and just a fantastic physician, worked at the Cleveland Clinic for many years, was one of their top physicians there. But he got tired of seeing people being turned away because of the healthcare system. So he left and decided to form a thing called Bowtie Medical, which what Bowtie Medical is inside of the Freedom Chamber's Health Guardianship Plan is Bowtie is your concierge. So if you get sick and you need to talk to a doctor or a nurse practitioner, there's virtual stuff that, virtual online meetings you can hold, or they'll get inside of your network and say, hey, look, Dr. XYZ can handle this. They're inside the network. We're going to connect you with their office immediately. So what we've done is we've taken bits and pieces of the best of everything and put them together inside the Health Guardianship Plan, with Datego Health being the out front one, with Bowtie Medical being the backside, helping the patients, the employees. Just like I said, my daughter got sick. Bowtie Medical jumped right in and said, "What do you guys need?" The lady's name was Teresa Zuri. She was my Bowtie Medical, and I give her nothing but props. She's an angel that I met over the phone and online inside of Bowtie Medical. She really guided us to what we needed. Now, the entire benefit package and everything is self-funded. So that's what keeps the medical costs down, because you're getting rid of all these vendors that are just taking money in between the purse here and the purse there and the wallet here and the wallet there. And the next thing you know, it's added up to huge premiums. So what we've done is got rid of a lot of the middle people that really were just nothing but the fat that were piling on to the expenses. And you're now directly talking to the Bowtie Medical people that are talking to the Health Guardianship, that are talking to the Datego Health people inside the network. So it's really been a huge transition for us. A little rough at first because, like I said, we were the guinea pigs out of the gate with my family and my daughter getting sick. And she needs some pretty extensive some lab work and a surgery, but it all worked out. So what we've done is taken the best of the best and put it inside of the Health Guardianship Plans. And you can find it all online at freedomchamber.net, because I'm not an expert in it. I'm a guy that believes in the American dream and helped start Freedom Square. And now we've morphed into the Freedom Chamber. But I can tell you this much, it's worth it. It's saved us thousands of dollars.
I think you're better than an expert because you're actually a consumer of the plan, and you can speak from real world experience, having not just used it, but tested it with your daughter.
Correct.
By the way, I'm sorry that she was ill. I hope she's doing better now. She's
a hundo now. She's 100%. She's back to being herself the way she was. So it was a blessing. I truly believe when we first went on the plan, we're like, because people don't like change. People resist change when it comes out of the gate. And especially when you're dealing with your healthcare, things that really affect, because if you're not healthy, you don't have anything left in the world. If you don't have your health, that's paramount. So when we started to decide we were going to put this together and we wanted to be the champions of it, we had to test drive it. So I look at it as a blessing in disguise, because if we were on, the other ones, the big two that are out there, things may not have gone the way they went with my daughter, and we may have been swimming in debt, and the company would still be shucking out thousands more dollars a month with premiums for us and our employees.
So let me get this straight. You save money on your premiums up to 45, 46%.
That's our case study. Sure.
Your case, Everybody's going to be different. I get it.
Correct.
you have access to you called it what did you call her? Your angel?
Well, you've got Bowtie Medical. They're your white glove concierge that basically
Concierge.
you call them up and say, look, I've got this issue with my knee, or I've got this issue with my back.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's sick. I think she may have the flu. She may have a sinus infection. Call them up. They'll get you in touch with their network of doctors and nurse practitioners where you can do virtual visits, and moreover, if it's needed, to go into the brick and mortar at the hospital, the urgent care, or set up an appointment with a specialist.
So they're coordinating your care. So you've got access to the network. In your case, your doctors participated within this plan. So it's checking out if your doctors participate. The costs are lower. You're happy with the service. You've got this Bowtie Medical, this Sherpa, if you will, helping guide you through making decisions on helping you coordinate. Do you need to go into brick and mortar? Is this something that can be handled through telemedicine, or is this an urgent care, something that needs to move quickly you've got all this information on your website about the plan. How is it going? Are you getting small business owners interested in test driving it with you?
It is. And as you know, as we talked about, people are resistant to change because you don't have a cross that may be blue, or a healthcare that's united. I'm not going to use their names, but you know where I'm going with it. So it's always kind of an uphill battle to get people to take a peek, take a look, and then, because it's a huge leap. It's a huge leap because you want to keep your employees first and foremost healthy. You want to keep them happy. And it's just a matter of educating them. That's been the biggest thing, is educating them. But we do have at least 2 or 3 businesses that are pretty large, that are inside the Freedom Chamber, that have looked at it, that have given us the green light that they're going to push this forward. It's just an education thing. Like I said, it's only been around for a year, and we really wanted to make sure all the bugs, all the kinks were worked out before we went to market with this. So we really haven't had that huge push marketing to a national audience yet until now. We're on your podcast, and there'll be a lot more we're going to be doing in the new year here in 2026. So I'll be able to report back to you with bigger and better, brighter details once we do that.
Well, I think that's great, because for me, in terms of how I approach healthcare, it's not that I want to take away people's Obamacare and their subsidies. If they like their Obamacare subsidies and they like their Obamacare, they can keep their Obamacare. I want more choice. I want more options out there as a consumer of healthcare, because if there is more choice out there, then there's more competition for your healthcare dollars, which means the products are going to get better and they're going to get less expensive. So the more products that are out there, whether it's if you're going with direct primary care and you're removing insurance altogether, and your primary care, you're paying your primary care physician directly, like a monthly gym membership, or you're coupling that with some sort of major medical to cover, big healthcare expenses. You're doing something like what you're doing with Bowtie Medical. Those are the things, those are the ideas and the idea generation that's going to help solve some of these healthcare problems. Now, I wanted to ask you about the healthcare reform bill that was passed by the House before Christmas. And one of the reforms in it was association healthcare plans. And basically, and just to simplify it, that allows associations, small businesses, to band together under an association health plan and have the same kind of buying power, discount power that these large corporations have with these health insurance companies. So it would take like a small organization like Job Creators Network out of the individual market where things are so expensive and we don't have any buying power because we're small. But we'd be banding together with other organizations like us, and we'd be able to be a bigger group and therefore get better pricing on our healthcare. How does that impact what you guys are doing? Is that something that can help it, or can you supplement each other, or are you still looking at that?
Well, I can tell you this. We've already done the legwork and the hard homework. Just come over here and join. It's as simple as that. It truly is. What they've proposed and what they passed is the stuff that we did a year ago that really and truly found the best of the best of the best and layered it all together and join the Freedom Chamber for $399 a year, get the bennies on that on the front side, get inside, look at our health guardianship plans, and it's already done. I'm telling you, it's done. You don't need to band together with another business because you only have 2 employees. Our plans handle anywhere from 1 employee to 10,000 employees. It can be morphed and molded. It's very pliable in ways that can be done. So, and malleable, I should say, that it can be done. So it's already been accomplished. What Congress did is great. It gives people choices. It lets the free market do what the free market needs to do. But inside of the Freedom Chamber, it's already been accomplished and is put together for you, and it's test driven and it's ready to go. So I highly recommend you go inside right now at freedomchamber.net, sign up your business, pay the $399 a year. You're going to get the benefits up front that are going to take care of that cost for you. If you don't like what you see, we get a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know it sounds very used car salesmanish, but we want to make sure you feel comfortable with what you're doing. You've got that asterisk that you can see dealer for details, but you just call me directly. You can email me, chuck@freedomsquare.com, and get more details about it. But we've already done the legwork, the hard work, the homework. It's time to get inside there, get your business inside of our healthcare plans, and get done paying these just obnoxious premiums per month and start saving your business money so you can put the money back into the business and grow.
Well, I love it. I mean, I love that you all have come up with something like this to help small businesses. It is one of the biggest expenses that we hear from our small businesses that is just killing them annually. I mean, just even Job Creators Network. I mean, we've faced double-digit increases in our premiums every year. So I'm glad there's more choices out there. We will definitely take a look at how we might be able to save some money as well. So let's get back to Freedom Chamber and all of the kind of benefits that a small business owner can get. How do you describe sort of what some of your advocacy is for small business? Are you guys doing advocacy for small business as well? Or are you just connecting small business owners together, like-minded conservative small business owners?
Well, with our partnership with Job Creators Network, we let you guys handle all the red tape on Capitol Hill and be the advocate up there and inside of capitals around the United States. With us, it's more of making sure that the business owner is armed and educated with what they need to thrive and move through the course of a day, be it new IRS regulations, the big, beautiful bill. What's that going to look like? You log into freedomchamber.net. We have a whole IRS section. We can put you in touch with some of our experts. That's the great thing, too. When you're inside there, you can get in touch with some of our experts that believe in what you believe in, so you're not going to be doing business with somebody that doesn't believe in what you believe in. Inside of that, too, we have HR recommendations on how to do that. We've partnered with Red Balloon on hiring. So you're hiring the correct people, because the last thing you want to do is hire somebody within 90 days. You go, oh my gosh, what did we do? How are we going to get rid of this person? Well, they've done the legwork for you. So we've got these, I don't want to call them silos, but we've got these channels in which you can tap into where we have the experts in their field, be it Dean Owen at Owen CPA, that can help you really get yourself away from the government and really start working on the business inside of your business with your expenses, and really tap into what the IRS and the big, beautiful bill means for you, to where we've got HR experts. We've got security experts for your business, because in today's environment, nothing's really secure. You got to keep your head on the swivel. So we've thought of anything and everything that touches a business in America, and we've put together experts in their field that you can go in and they can champion what you need, and you can get in touch with them directly. That's the great thing. Once you're in there, find a new vendor, find a new partner, find a new client, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm Chuck Barnum from Chuck's Tie Store in ... I notice you do a big gala every year. I would love to partner with you with custom-made ties. It's that simple. It's that easy. And people are going to be very open-armed to let you in to their world, because they know they can trust you because you're part of who they are.
I love it. I love that you have so many resources on your site, giving people background on legislation and how it impacts them, but also actual other businesses that can help them from a vendor standpoint do what they need to do, whether it's accounting services or a new vendor, to help with a project they're working on, or graphics, things like that, any kind of service that they're looking for. And you're connecting businesses that are like-minded like you, because that's why they're on Freedom Chamber, right? Because we believe in freedom.
great example is a veterinarian clinic in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that is on the Freedom Chamber network. They're in part of it. They're part of they joined the chamber. They had a major roof leak, and the health department was going to shut them down because it was growing mold. They found on site of freedomchamber.net, they found a new roofer, and they found a mold remediation company that came right out right away. So they didn't lose 1 cent, $1 of business. They did it all over the weekend, and they were able to find it inside of the Freedom Chamber. That's how this works. They knew the person they were going to be in contact with, they could trust. And that's another thing, too. We like to vet a lot of the businesses. We don't let any and everybody in the door. But then again, when you put skin in the game, you kind of keep the people that are going to be the heck raisers, so to speak, out of the game, because now we've got intel on them, but that's neither here nor there. But that's how this works. That's how this is set up to work. Freedomchamber.net was designed to be the pro-American business network. And when you can trust people and you're getting the information you need, you said it best, you're going to be able to get the information you need for policy. How's the new tax laws in Illinois affect your business? What does that mean that the tollway authority may in Illinois jack up their rates another 25 cents? What's that mean for your truck drivers that are on the road? How are you going to, do your pro forma for 2027 for that? So all of that's available, and then we put you in touch right with the experts.
Have you read about the ballot initiative this year in California, the millionaires tax, that is actually creating an exodus of millionaires out of California? There was about 3 weeks ago, there was $2 trillion worth of millionaires in California, millionaires and billionaires, and now they literally have cut in half to $1 trillion, and falling because this ballot initiative is on the ballot to tax these millionaires and billionaires, and they're leaving. They're taking their businesses with them.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I would open a business in Illinois, California, New York, New Jersey is if it was a Ryder or U-Haul company, because you're going to have this steady flow of people wanting to rent trucks off of you, because we've seen it in Illinois. That's where we're based. It's outside of the snakehead that is Chicago. California is about ready to get woken up to that fact when they pass this law. New York's about ready to get a huge dose of it, especially New York City, based upon who they've elected as their mayor. Good luck with that. But this is where the states such as Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, the Carolinas, they open their arms and say, guys, come on down. We're going to do business with you. We'll welcome you with open arms, as opposed to trying to break your arm to get into your back pocket.
I've also read states like your state, Illinois, is looking at, what do they call it? Exit taxes.
Oh, sure.
To move out of the state. Do they have that there yet? I read it was an idea.
There are municipalities around Chicago that have that. And I can speak, for example, I moved out of one village, and I was unaware till I get a bill for 1%. I think it was 0.005% or 0.001. I forget what it was, but I had to pay the village an exit tax because I'd sold my my townhome to move to literally do business with them. They not only are they going to bend you over from the front, they're going to bend you over from the back and then the front again. So yeah, I can see that happening, because as much as JB wants to tout the economic windfalls that have happened in Illinois, the only thing that's happened in Illinois is you've taxed people out of Illinois. And the only thing you're doing is subsidizing it with the current people that are still here with TIF money, with all of that. So anytime Pritzker talks about the economic and the crime stats, to me, it's just a big pile of manure. And I can see him doing the exit tax. I can also see them doing the mileage tax in Illinois that they want to do, to where they're going to track how many miles you drive a year, because they're currently losing money because of all the EVs that run around Chicago. So be aware of that. If you've got an iPass in your car, they can pretty much tell where you've been, and they'll probably start putting up markers and monitors around the state as a guinea pig to do that. Not saying that they're going to do it, but just be on the watch for it, because majority of people in America don't pay attention until it really affects their front doorstep. And then that's when they go, how did this happen? I'll tell you how it happens. You didn't elect the correct people in your local offices. You're always focused on what the man or woman in office is in Capitol Hill in your state, or in Washington, D.C., where it starts with your local municipalities. That's how you grow this state. That's how Illinois has gotten to where it's at, because you've had, I call them the cockroaches, the leeches, the locusts that move out of the city into the suburbs and bring their policies because they've left the crime ridden, they've left the high taxes, they move out to the suburbs and they bring their policies with them. And then they wonder why they're wanting to move out again because their taxes are so high or crime is so high, because they're in a repetitive situation of redundancy on doing the exact same thing. So I can see Illinois doing that because California will be right there or vice versa. So yes, to answer your question in a very long-winded, ranting way, because I live in Illinois, I could see it happening.
Totally understand. Totally understand that part. But this is the kind of resources and information that small business owners can find on your site about different types of policies or proposals that are happening, crazy proposals, so that they could speak out and they can have their voices heard. In some of the things that Job Creators Network is doing, we can help amplify their voices as well. And that's important, is going and finding the information, but also being able to trust that information. And I think that's an important role that Freedom Chamber plays, is having the trustworthy information so that people know they're getting the right information. There's so much out there, so much noise, and sometimes you just don't know what's true and what's not. And I think, what you guys are doing, the content that you're putting out there is just so important because it's trustworthy.
Yeah, we do our due diligence before we paste and post or do anything on our website. We want to make sure it's 100% clean in what it stands for and what it really means before we put it out to our chamber members. So I appreciate that, because we try to do that and we do a good job of it. And if something does pop up that, oh boy, that got through the filter, we'll definitely let our chamber members know and we'll take it down. We're not afraid to fail, but when we do fail, we'll take full responsibility for it. But we do our best to make sure that we have a 100% buttoned up website where you can get accurate information 24/7.
Well, we love the partnership. I think what you guys are doing is great. I'm going to check out the healthcare plan for sure. Where can people go to sign up and become a member of the Freedom Chamber?
Incredibly simple. freedomchamber.net. That's freedomchamber.net. It takes you right through the process of signing up. It's $399 for the entire year, not a month. $399 for the entire year will get you inside there. You can start to look at the benefits and, most importantly, anything and everything that deals with our health guardianship plans. Healthcare is, like we've talked before, the number one business expense for most businesses in America, and I haven't seen it go down at all in my lifetime. And I just see it being ratcheted up next year and the year after. So we have a plan that can save your business thousands of dollars, keep your employees insured, keep them healthy, because healthy employees help a business thrive. You've got sick employees that can't get the care they need. It's not going to be good for your business. So we've got the people in here to do the good work for you with our health plans. So sign up today, freedomchamber.net, $399 a year. You want to talk to me personally, you can email me, chuck@freedomsquare.com. That's chuck@freedomsquare.com. More than happy to pick up the phone and say hello and engage and find a new partner to join us inside the Freedom Chamber.
Thank you so much, Chuck. You all heard it right here, freedomchamber.net. You can sign up, lots of resources available. There's a healthcare plan available there. It's worth every penny, $399 a year. I mean, that's nothing. With all the resources and the benefits that you get in joining the Freedom Chamber. And it brings like-minded businesses together to do business with each other. And I think that's important too. Chuck, I want to thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to join us on Main Street Matters. Today, Main Street Matters is part of the Salem Podcast Network. New episodes debut every Wednesday and Friday. You can subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts from, and we will be back soon with another episode.